Hi and welcome to Georgie's Gorgeous Gifts. I'm Tony and today I'm testing 3 different types of wood burning kits. So a traditional wood burning tool, wood burning paste and wood burning pens. I've never properly used the wood burning tool. I have used the wood burning paste and the pens previous, but a different brand. So these are all new to me. This is the 30-watt wood burning toolkit from Hobbycraft. The only reason I bought it was because it was on offer for a tenner. I mean, how could I leave it there? If you know, you know. But it looks very similar to a soldering iron. So inside the box it comes with 5 different tips, which is nice because it gives you a few options straight away. It also includes the pen, the stand and the instructions. Although the instructions are quite basic. Although I had watched a few YouTube videos previous. So to swap the tips is really easy. You just screw them on to the end. So the 5 screw-on tips it comes with is a chisel, a short, a long, a knife and a solder point. Now that leads me to believe that this is used for soldering as well. So maybe these points are also used for soldering, not necessarily for wood burning, although it is sold as a wood burning tool. For my first attempt I'm using these square MDF coasters that I wasn't too bothered about destroying if it didn't turn out very good. So this is just an acrylic stencil that I have a pack of 30 different flowers and I'm just drawing the rough outline for this stencil. So I have sped this bit up for you. The first thing I noticed was that holding this pen was really strange, because when you're holding a pencil you're used to holding it quite near to the base. With this one, as you can see, you've got that really long end. So it doesn't feel natural, really didn't feel comfortable. Because this was the first time using this tool, I did notice that the depth control is quite tricky. The tool doesn't glide the way I expected it to. So I zoomed in here for you to see how lumpy and bumpy these lines are. Now, the reason for this was because of the wood I was using, I later found out. But at this particular minute in time, I just thought it was user error. But all I'm doing is going over all the lines that I've made. At the minute I'm not worried about shading, just want to get the lining down. So the nib I'm using is the short nib, because I thought that would be the easiest and the thinnest point. Now I was getting quite frustrated with myself because 1, like I say, it didn't feel natural and comfortable to hold something so far up, and 2, it was still getting really warm in my hand, even though you've got this foam grip on the top of the pen where you're supposed to hold it. I'm also really mindful of how hot this is, so I am trying to keep my fingers way out the way because I know I was guaranteed to burn myself if I didn't. I'm also having some difficulty in getting used to working how much pressure to apply. So if I press too lightly, nothing really happens. But if I pause for a second, then it gets all lumpy. And I was also starting to think that maybe I should have started with something a little simpler than this one. Now, if you've seen my channel before, you'll know that I'm not really one for giving up, and usually I would persevere. But this is around the point that I'm starting to think that maybe it's the wood that I'm using that's the issue. So I have sped this bit up for you, but I only do half of this stencil. So because I'd watched videos on YouTube, something didn't seem quite right. So I looked to the side of me and spotted this. I think this is plywood, Love Heart. So I thought, right, let me give that a go and just see whether the wood makes the difference. And the difference was instantly noticeable. And already that seemed a lot easier and the lines were a lot neater. So I decided to switch to a simpler stencil. Again, you don't need to see me draw the stencil. I chose this stencil because the lines are a lot further apart and it's a lot less busy. So I thought easier for a beginner, especially one that can't draw. I think the main difference is that the plywood is a lot flatter and less rigid. So the tool moves it along the top a lot more smoothly. So that's going to give me better control over the depth of the lines and not have that bumpy effect. I am drawing a second stencil, so this is going to be the stencil that we use for the wood burning pens, which is a lot different to the wood burning tools. And then it was time to give this stencil a go. And straight away this feels a lot more manageable, a lot more natural, and like I say, not so jagged as the MDF. So clearly the type of board that you're using really does make a difference, particularly when using this wood burning tool. So again, I'm not going to worry about the shading. That's something that I can learn a bit further down the line. For now, I'm just quite pleased at the fact that I can do a relatively straight line. The more I use this pen, the easier it's becoming to get to grips of the way you hold it, although it still does feel a bit weird holding it so far down the end of the pen. And I'm really trying to resist the temptation of just grabbing hold of it like you would a normal pen, then burning my hands. As I've said, I didn't think this was quite too bad considering this was my first proper go at wood burning. Well, wood burning with this particular tool anyway. For the next test, I'm turning over the same piece of wood so that I can try the wood burning paste. Both the wood burning paste and the wood burning pen are both from a company called Jewfish off Amazon, so I will link it in the description below. So for the paste, I'm using a vinyl Cricut stencil outline. So in effect, it's reverse weeding because you would usually use the man and the woman. I only want the outline. So I'm just peeling this off really, really carefully, making sure that I don't rip that vinyl around the couple. Because it was paste that we were using and it's harder to control the area, that's why I'm using the Cricut vinyl, because it's got the adhesive back so that you can make sure that the paste doesn't go underneath the stencil as it would do in an acrylic one. And drawing around the stencil and then adding the paste again would be even harder, trying to get the control, especially if there's any small areas. So I thought this was the most effective way. And also it would be easy to remove after, and it won't damage the surface or leave any residue afterwards. I'm also popping the little centre piece in so that it's not just one complete block, and this piece will give it the definition so it looks like two separate people. Now it's time to apply the paste, and to do this I'm using the brush that came with the wood burning paste. I have used several different types of this paste before and it hasn't been very good, so I did pay a little bit more for this one, and this is the first time I'm using it. The thing that surprised me was the colour of it. I was hoping that this is going to go a lot darker because that orange isn't a very nice colour at all. I'm just putting a really, really thin layer on, making sure that it doesn't seep underneath the vinyl. And then I'm leaving that to dry for about 5 to 10 minutes. I suppose this is the one issue with this. As you can see, I'd just gone outside the vinyl and that would have really irritated me. So I've gone all the way around the love heart just to sort of make that bit that I'd messed up blend in, just to give it a little bit more detail as well. So removing the vinyl is really easy. Like I say, it doesn't leave any residue. And you're also left with those clean, crisp lines. So I'm just finishing off the edges freehand, now that the vinyl is removed, just to close that gap up. Once it was fully dry, it was then time to get the heat gun to activate the wood burning paste. So at first I had my heat gun on the lowest temperature, but it was taking absolutely ages, which is why I've sped this up. So I did flick it on to the higher heat and then made sure that it wasn't lying flat on my mat as to not burn the silicone mat. Because the colour wasn't darkening, I did add a little bit more paste on this one part of the dress just to see if that made a difference, along with turning my heat gun up to the higher heat, and it really did, but unfortunately I wasn't confident enough to put the paste on the rest of the piece, so this piece does look darker than the rest of it. I am also being careful as to not burn the wood. You can see a slight discoloration in the wood because I did probably hold this on a little bit too long. I wished it was more of a darker colour, but I was really liking how it was turning out. And on this type of wood, it seems to work really, really well. It feels a lot more predictable than the wood burning tool did, a lot quicker and a lot easier. And all you need is your heat tool and the paste. I'm not yet writing off the wood burning tool completely, and with a bit more practice I may invest in a more expensive one. But so far, for larger pictures, this is definitely the easier, better way to go. I continued to heat the piece until I got the colour that I wanted, or similar to. Even on the bits where there was only one coat, the longer I heated it, the darker it seemed to get. Now on to the last of the three, and these are the wood burning pens from the same company as I had the wood burning paste from. This pack came in a pack of 3. I did think the nibs were slightly different sizes, but they are all the same size. Again, I have used wood burning pens in the past, and I haven't really thought much of them. Already, these feel and look like better quality pens than I've used in the past. The colour is quite vibrant on the wood, whereas the other ones were quite dry in comparison. So I'm just filling in all the spaces to create the pattern of these sort of hydrangea type flowers. Once I've finished this, I'm then adding just a few little extra just to fill it out a little bit. All in all, with drawing the stencil, it had taken about 2.5 minutes so far. So it's then time to grab the heat gun, and again, instantly, you can see that this is going really, really dark, really, really quickly, and much quicker than the paste did, and a lot deeper colour. This part wasn't sped up in any way, that was real time. I was really quite surprised at how simple, quick, and really effective that this pen is. So after trying all 3 methods, I feel like I've learned quite a bit. The quickest option is definitely the wood burning pens. They're fast, simple, and really easy to control. The nicest overall look, in my opinion, comes from the wood burning paste. The finish is even, clean, particularly for bigger pictures. It's the wood burning tool that's been the hardest for me. Because I'm a beginner, I found it the least effective out of the 3, mainly because of controlling the heat and the depth is clearly going to take a lot more practice. Although the second attempt was better, I've really enjoyed using these 3 things, and overall each method has its place depending on the look you're going for. And as you've seen, some are a lot easier than others. So I hope you found this video helpful. I know I definitely have. And I've also learned a bit along the way. Let me know in the comments if you've tried any of these methods and how it went. I've been Tony from Georgie's Gorgeous Gifts. Stay safe, happy crafting, and bye for now.